Late night Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Craftin. Woo! And I'm late. Go figure. Go figure. And my lights seem really bright today. So let me get my devices set up. And I see I'm kind of long again. Sorry. I don't know why it is. But I restarted my phone. I plugged it in. I think I got some power. Let's get my computer set up. We'll go over our quickie little announcements. And we'll see if people catch me. So, it's Lori, Late Night Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Crafting. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, coming to you from Wisconsin. We're going to pretend it's still Sunday, March 1st at 11:59 p.m. Yes, I'm 10 minutes late. I've been working on a card I've never made before, and we're going to give it a whirl tonight. We're going to see what happens. Hopefully, it'll work out all right. We'll see. So, let's go over a couple of our quick announcements and everything in my store, all of the Stampin' Up! Updates, new products, kits collection. Hello, Roz Wolf. Welcome. This is the first time you're chiming in. Thank you for joining me from Florida. So all of my Stampin' Up! Stuff, latenightLori.stampinup.net. You can find me there. New products, catalogs, kits collection, specials, the joining offer, all of the things, and my store are there. And with this joining offer, I know I've talked about it a few times in the last month or so. This ends March 2nd. So for today, hello, Yuda. Thanks for popping in. So if you join, you get this new Stampin' Up! Positioning tool for free. So if you're interested in getting a discount on all the things, getting free stuff like this, send me a message. I'd love to share the information with you. No, it's not a replay. I'm a late night person. It is a little after midnight here for me in Wisconsin. So is it like 1? It's 1 in the morning by you, right? About 10 after 1? So I try to get on here before midnight. Sometimes it works. Sometimes, like today, not so much. But I've been busy. I mean, I've been in my studio for hours. So welcome, Roz. Yuda, Roz, how was your day? How was your weekend? Now that we're technically in Monday, maybe. Yuda, where are you at? I forget. I always forget because you pop in and you pop out and I forget where you're from. Your older dog had a puppy. That's awesome. We don't have dogs in my household anymore. I kind of miss them sometimes, but not when they have to go out late to go to the bathroom. All right, so I've got my chai tea here with a little hot cocoa mix in it, but it's really cool because I made it hours ago. It's not hot anymore. Last announcement. That's my lasagna soup recipe. If somebody wanted my lasagna soup recipe, Tanya Smith, welcome. If somebody wanted my lasagna soup recipe, you're going to have to email me or send me a message because I sent it to those that I could remember. I made a list, but the list is buried here somewhere. I'll probably find it in like 3 months. Who knows? But the last announcement I have is the new product of the month. It will probably release on Tuesday. We don't know for sure, but Stampin' Up! Actually gave us a preview. So it's going to be this fun stamp set, Notes of Spring. 2-step stamping, qualifying orders in the United States, so $75 net order. So that would be before tax and shipping, but after any discounts like Stampin' Rewards and that sort of thing. You can add it to your cart for $5 if you're interested. All right, let's try to get down to business. So who's ever made a magic slider card? Hopefully everybody will say never. or somebody will be a pro and you can help walk me through it, because that's what we're going to try tonight. We're going to try a magic slider card. I have a vendor event with my team leader this weekend. I'm helping her with her booth, and I need to do just a couple more samples, and I'm using the Cute as a Bug. A long time ago. Okay, Roswell, maybe we can do it together. So I'm glad you're chiming in. I like to know where everybody's coming from, and if you're new, if you've been here, sometimes people just kind of hang out in the balcony and they don't chime in, but we're collaborative here. So one of the gals, Zippity, came up with our little hashtag, Team Lori Collabs. So we like to collaborate. If you have a different suggestion for color or size or orientation or whatever, go ahead and chime in. I try to watch the comments. Sometimes I get behind, and usually when that happens, you folks sometimes make fun of me because I lose track of stuff. Not a big deal. I can be a good sport that way. But we're using this Cute as a Bug designer series paper. I've got a couple of the stamps out. I've got this little caterpillar gal and Hello Friend as my sentiment. I die cut a few of my elements ahead of time. Now, I had 3 flowers. I seem to have lost one. It seems to be the story of my life. But Tanya, I'm sorry, not Tanya, Roz, if you've never joined me before, I am 2 things if I'm anything. I am a putsy stamper, and I'm a messy stamper. My desk is atrocious. All right. This doesn't look so bad right now, but 15 minutes ago, it was wild. All right. So I'm going to get my paper out of the way. I don't have very much of that paper left. I'm going to use Mossy Meadow, but maybe I should go get some Cajun Craze. If Juju comes on, she'll be so excited I'm using Cajun Craze again. I haven't used that for a while. So let me go get that. And then we'll kind of start to play. We'll see if I can figure this out. Cajun Craze. And I'm looking around for that 3rd little flower. I don't know what happened to it. It might turn up, it might not. Who knows? All right, so some of the stuff you've been playing with this all weekend. Perfect timing. When I put pictures of the finished projects, I'm a little behind. I keep saying that. I get behind, and then I kind of get caught up, and then I get behind because life happens. But when I put pictures on my Facebook page, feel free to add comments there with pictures of things that you have made as well. We collaborate here. We love to share. And if we case things and either copy or slightly edit or whatever, it's all part of the fun as far as I'm concerned. So, oh, you've missed Juju because you've been out of town. Are you back now, or are you still out of town? Oh, you are now out of town. Sometimes I read too fast also. I just skim stuff quickly. So I have a few parts and pieces kind of ready. Hopefully we'll get this figured out. So I've got a regular card base. So of course I do my 8.5 by 11. I score it once at 4 1/4. I cut it once at 5 1/2. So I have 2 card bases ready to go. We're going to actually do our card weird. All right. So you'll think first off that I've lost my mind because I don't usually do landscaped cards, tent style anyway. But this is going to be more of just a handheld postcard kind of thing when we're done, but better. Okay. So we're going to have it open this way. Now I've already put some tear and tape here because that's part of the beauty of this magical card. And then I should probably score that because it's not laying real flat. I don't even know, Yuta, I don't even know if Juju was live tonight because I was not watching that. I was doing CPR stuff for the college, and new guidelines went into effect on March 1st, and I'm trying to make sure instructors are compliant, and it's kind of crazy. Too crazy for being retired from the college and still, having my hand in there as the training center coordinator. So Anyway, I was doing that for hours tonight. We went over by my husband's daughter's house and had dinner with her and her family and stuff. So it's just been kind of a busy kind of day. And then, of course, we had to let the chickens out. So anyway, so I had a layer of the Cajun Craze because I'm going to put this on here. But I wanted to gut the inside because we can. All right. I just didn't want as much bulk on the front of here. So Yuta, where are you out of town at? And are you having fun? I kind of forgot if you mentioned that lately. Yeah, it was kind of busy today. So I gutted this out. I don't really care if it's super straight. It doesn't matter. That's going to get covered up anyway. All right. But I'm going to hang on to this. Now, I wanted to mention that the dies I used are the textured notes dies. These are on the last chance list. So if you like those, these are all the ones that all the borders have different designs on them. Well, there's like 2 of every design in the different sizes. But they're really slick, but they're on the last chance list. So get them before they're gone if you want them. All right. So I'm going to start putting some of these things together. I think that I'm pretty sure I remember properly. I don't have a tutorial or anything, so I'm just kind of winging it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down right away, and I'm going to use, oh, it's not fun. You're taking your mom to the doctor. Sorry about that. All right, so I'm going to use my multi-purpose liquid glue because it's going to give me that little bit of wiggle room I might need. Yeah, we can do this. And last night I was getting glue all over myself. Don't ask me why, but I'll try not to do that today. So let's see if we can get this kind of lined up nicely to create a nice even border. We'll see. Maybe, maybe not. So Roz, what kind of crafter are you? We have some junk journalists here. We have some multimedia folks that join us. We have somebody who says he's a baker that joins us. I don't know why he comes to hang out with us, but sometimes he does. Card makers, crochet people. We get all kinds of different crafters. I had a little overzealous glue escape here. That'll work. All right, and then I need this piece. This I'm going to glue here. But we're going to cut a hole out of here in a second. But I'm still going to glue this down. And I think I'm going to use the Seal Plus. And I'm just going to use the Seal Plus. Now I like the Seal Plus if I'm using a runner type adhesive because it has, they're like strips. If you're not familiar with it, it's kind of nice because it tears pretty easy. You know, it tears off here pretty easy without stretching it off your reel. So this is a Stampin' Seal Plus. All right. Jack of all trades, you'll do almost any craft. That's awesome. It's kind of how my mother was. She was in a craft of the month club that they did little styrofoam crafts and cardboard crafts and all kinds of different things. All right, so that's there. Now we're also going to cut a hole in here because this piece is going to become, let me think. This piece is going to go in here. I need a window sheet too. Let's do some stamping so that I can get my head wrapped around what I need to do. So we're going to stamp our little caterpillar girl here, and we're going to color her. And I also need some stays on because we're going to use a window sheet. Hopefully I won't mess this up too badly. All right. Yeah. So I can use, because I'm going to use alcohol blends, I'm just going to use my Memento Black to stamp her for coloring purposes. And I think I want to do it, yeah, I want to do it this way. Yeah. So you are a elementary school teacher for over 30 years. Oh, how fun. My sister-in-law was elementary school for about 24 years, and then she went to, then she went to 6th graders so that she didn't have to do playground duty anymore. And I don't even remember how long she did the 6th graders. I'm just going to try to put this kind of in the center. Yeah, I've had a varied career. I worked for our criminal court system for 23 years. I got my EMT license. I worked in a hospital in the ER room. I worked in the VA in North Chicago. And then I closed out my career working at our technical college. Mostly admin stuff for our fire and EMS programs because I'm certified in both. So a lot of different experiences, but you know, they're all so much the same. You have like the students or the criminals or the patients. And then you have like the instructors, the attorneys and the judges, and the professors. You know, it's all just working with people, right? All right, so let's color quickly. See if I can do this. And actually I'm going to, where did my little sentiment piece go? Here. I don't want to lose any more of my little critters though, because I'm not sure where I'm going to put those. Allie! Yeah, I was late. Sorry. I was late for a very important date. I think we're going to do our Hello Friend in Cajun Craze. I'm just feeling it. So far, I think we're all right. Yuta's busy, out of town. I'm busy. We have Roz here from Florida, who is a all-purpose crafter. We'll just put it that way. All right, so Hello Friend can go there. I might end up framing this somehow, so I'm not going to cut that down yet. I'm just going to leave it here. So let's go ahead. I think we can color some of her. Let's do some dark Cajun Craze maybe. And I'm just going to do some circles around her spots. I don't know if this is like a regular caterpillar or like a moth caterpillar. I'm using the bullet end, if anyone cares. We'll do her tips of her toes. We'll do dark, I guess. I don't know. I'm just winging it. I don't know if there's really any caterpillars colored like this or not, but she is. And then I also brought in some peach pie. No, light timid tiger. My mistake. So let's do some more circles around here. I probably should have used the bullet end instead of the brush, but and then let's try some light soft seafoam. We'll just see how this works. I don't know. We're just winging it. Hopefully she'll turn out to be real cute. And I'm just going to do a little bit in here too. We'll just kind of prime that a little bit. So light sea foam. We got light old olive. And then let's try, I think this is lemon lime twist. And then I've got some color lifter. Oh, thank you, Yuta. I thought you might have been on my list, but I couldn't remember. I'll get that off to you. It's really a good recipe. I think she might have enough color. Let's add a little bit more color to our leaf. I think I want to do light mossy meadow because that's a pretty dark color anyway. I don't think I need the dark. And I'm using the brush tip, but I'm just going to go in kind of light on it. And then let's try, I thought I held Old Olive. Did I not grab Old Olive? Here's Old Olive Dark. Here's Old Olive Light. Mossy Meadow. Old Olive Light. I looked right past it. I guess Old Olive Light is darker than I expected. But that's all right. It'll be all right. I went a little outside of my lines, so I'm just going to push that in a little bit. I don't think it's a color lifter as much as it's a color pusher. I've talked about that before. And then let's kind of blend these a little bit more. You ordered Cute as a Bug. Yeah, I need to get some more of my samples done because our vendor event is this weekend. Oh, and I've got to get my samples done. I'm just adding a little bit more soft sea foam. And I know I'm kind of coloring up some of the shading, but I wasn't real happy with it, so I thought I'd fix it. Is that all right? Do you think that'll be all right? All right, so now the next thing we need to do, let's clean off our stamp. I think these Cute as a Bug they're adorable. They are just adorable. I should have used my Stampin' Positioner because this would have been the perfect thing to use it for. But alas, I forgot. So I need to get a window sheet. And we're gonna go 3.5 by 4. Four. Oh, for goodness sakes. And then this little gem is going to go right on top. And I'm going to use my Stays On. So we've got our Stays On. And we are going to stamp this image right on top. So let's do a glue dot. Kind of like right in the middle maybe to hold them together. Is that what I wanted to do? Yeah, I think so. I think we're on the right track. this go? Oh, I left it over there. All right, so let's do our little stays on, and then I'm going to wash the stamp right away because it's photopolymer and I'm not going to want to leave my stays on there. And in fact, let me get, oh, this is a new stays on. They made the cover on here a little different. Let's get our stays on cleaner, so we've got that close by. And when you get your stays on, it smells like almonds. I love this. Make sure you keep that plastic liner that's there because otherwise it'll dry out really quickly. So it's kind of important to help preserve the life of your stamp. All right. So we are going to line this up and stamp directly on top. Hopefully I'm going to have this lined up good. Hopefully it'll be perfect. Hopefully I didn't get my head in the way either. Now, because this is stays on, it's going to take maybe just a little bit to dry. I want to be careful to lift it straight up and not let it slide. Okay, let's see. Did it work? No, it didn't. Look at that. It didn't work. Lori, Lori, Lori. Let's try this again. Whoops. Maybe I let it sit too long before I stamped. Let's try it again. Is it lined up? I hope it's lined up. No, I think I'm a little off. Oh, yeah, I smeared it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get another piece of acetate. Hello, Rosa. Because it's there, but it's not very pretty. Let's get another piece of acetate. And we'll set this one aside. That was my warm-up. That was the warm-up. Let's try it again. Maybe what I should do is, let's do this. Let's get our new positioner. And I'm going to line it up here. Let's clean this off for a second here. It's going to be stained, but I don't really care. That's going to help me line it up later. So let's just get that solvent on there. How are you today, Rosa? All right. Oh. Well, at least I didn't ruin our caterpillar that's colored, right? All right, let's try this again. Let's just see. I could tell it was moving a little bit because I was not being careful enough. So now if I line that up on our Stampin' Positioner, that should be better. There goes my block. Let's do our little magnets though. Okay, so let's pick this up. And I can always trim that a little bit if I need to. All right, so let's try to do this again. Rosa, you're already in bed. Lucky girl. That might have worked better. Let's see. I think that'll be good enough for our little purposes here, right? I think that'll work. All right, let's clean this off again. Or should I try it one more time? Should I try one more layer? I don't know if that's going to be dark enough or not. What do you think? Should I do it again? I could put it back in the Stampin' Positioner and we could just see how it works. I have more acetate. I'm just afraid I might mess it up again. Ooh, more spring cards. Good for you. I wonder if it's because my Stays On ink pad is brand new. I think that'll be good enough. That's what I think. I think it'll be good enough. I'm going to let that dry. I think it'll work. It's just supposed to look like a little bug. I think I'll be all right. All right, so let's set that off to the side for a second. Let's clean off this again. Right back. Okay, I thought I dropped something, but I don't see it. All right, now, next, let's move this out of the way. All right, where am I at? All right, we're here. I need to cut a hole in here. So if we're gonna put this like this, I need to decide if we're gonna do a circle or a square or rectangle. I was thinking kind of a circle would be fun. What do you think? A circle maybe? I think we'll do a circle. And we're just going to try to center that eyeball in it. And we'll bring out Bossy Bessie. Make sure she doesn't get... I think it still looks a little wet. All right, let's move this out of the way. I don't want to lose my little critters. I still don't know where that one flower went. All right, so when we do the hole in our base, now remember, we're doing this card weird, for those of you that came in late. A normal card size base in landscape, but we want it to open to the top. I have some tear and tape here because it's eventually going to get stuck this way. We'll end up putting some across the top here too, but I'm not ready for that just yet, all right? So I want to open this up so that I'm not cutting through both layers. I just want to cut through that top layer. And let's line this up because I don't want to put lines on my card that don't belong there. All right. I hope I'm remembering this right. If I seem a little distracted, it's probably because I'm going through the process in my head thinking, did I remember this right or not? Did it go through all the way? I think it did. Yes. Now we could save this for something else. We'll hang on to that. All right, and then this piece, where did my other white piece go? Let's put these away so I don't lose them. So I have another piece of basic white. All right, so let's see. This is 3.5. This is 3.5 by 4. She's going to end up going right in there. And I think I want to do a little blending on here so that it's not quite so darkly white. And then here. And then I have another piece that's 4 by 8, and I just scored it at 4 because that's going to come in here. I think I'm doing this right, because this is going to end up going in and out of this. Yeah, so this is going to get stuck to the back, but I have to put a slit in here first. So I think I need to make her just a little narrower. Can I make her narrower? I can. Let's just do a little smidge. I should maybe check this out first. Make sure it's not going to be too narrow. Pretty close. I think we'll try to leave it like this. All right. So now we need to make like a little pocket here. And I'm not going to put any glue really. I don't think I need to put any adhesive on the sides because this we just want to slide in and out. And then we're going to be putting a stopper across the bottom as well. So I'm going to get a pencil and I'm going to mark here and here. And then what I want to do is trim out a little slot. Oh, that was pretty close to perfect. Pretty close. Not bad. All right. So this hopefully will go in and out of here. Oh, look at that. Nice. All right. I think we're doing good so far. And then I need to put a stopper piece on here across the bottom. And I'm just going to cut, I don't know, how far is that? Maybe 1/2 inch. We can trim it down a little bit if we need to. Let's just do 1/2 inch. All right, so this is going to go on here. And this is going to go in here. So it's going to come out like this. And then this is going to stop her, so she can only come out so far. All right, so let's go ahead and put this on here. I'm going to put some of this Seal Plus on the bottom. That's why I wasn't really worried there. I don't know if you even noticed there's a little smudge there. So we're going to put this here. Whoops. Try not to get it to stick to my fingers. How am I doing on this so far, Roz? Is this how you remember them? So we're just going to put that on there. And that's even pretty straight. What do you know? All right, so this will come like this. All right, and then our little acetate piece. I wonder if that's dry. It looks like it might still be damp. Well, I guess it is pretty dry. I'm just going to use my heat tool and make sure, because I don't want it to smear. I just wonder if I should try one more attempt and use maybe one of my stays on that's not super wet, because it kind of smeared. So this is the idea. Isn't that slick? I think I want to try this one more time. Do you guys want to hang in there with me while I try it one more time? Because she just looks kind of smeared to me. Because like the eyes and the mouth, it's smeared. All right. Let's see what size I had this little puppy. 3.5. Yeah, 3.5. Of course, it's going to get cut down. Whoops, where did that come from? Klingons. All right. So we need to do it the size of this one. And that's 3.5 by 4. 3.5 by 4. Hopefully I'll get it right this time. 3.5 by 4. Let's put this, back in here. And our new window sheet can go here. Everybody's watching with bated breath, right? Can Lori do this? Can she get it done? I think we're on the right track. All right. And then let's get our plate again. Dry it off. And let me find my other stays on. Saddle brown. Where is my other stays on? I might not have another stays on. I might have gotten rid of it because this stays on here. I accidentally inked it with sable brown. That was an oops. Well, let's give this a roll and see how we still lined up. All right. Let's move this over. Let's just do a little test. We'll do a test on this first one that I didn't like. Oops. I'm just going to do it kind of off to the side here. I think that'll work. All right. Let's ink this up again with my old one. It's not quite as juicy. No. I'm also missing the little cover piece. Oh, here it is. All right, let's try this again. All lined up. All right. She's a little off from there, but I can slide this over, so that's all right. I actually like this one a lot better. I'm glad I did it again. So this is going to work. All right, let me get my platform out of the way here. I like her better. Let me clean off my little caterpillar here. I'm actually going to take it off of this plate and put it on a glass block or an acrylic block. Put our heat gun just went in the recycle bin. We're getting there. We're like almost done. Let me just clean this off quick. All right, and then the other thing I like to do is once I've used this, I just try to wipe that foam piece a little cleaner so it doesn't keep smearing. And then let's just go rinse this off. And add a little soap. And it'll be all good. All right. Thank you for your patience. All right, let's get our glue dot again. Is everybody still hanging in there with me? I'm going to do my heat gun to see if I can get this a little more dry because it looks a little damp. I definitely don't want it to smear after all of this, right? Juju, welcome. Bon Bon, welcome. I was late, but you're later. All right, I like that. So let's go ahead and let's see if this is dry. I'm just going to use the back of this piece. It's dry. All right, let's get our glue dot again. Let's put it on the top. Actually, maybe I don't want it in the middle. Well, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna put some kind of ribbon here. Let's line up our little guys, the body here and the leaf. Beautiful. All right. Now this is going to, I should have put this on last. All right, let's peel this off. Lori wasn't thinking again. This is why I do this, so that you can figure out the right way to do it. All right, now with this in here with the stopper on, now I can put this on top. Okay. Slick, huh? So then this is going to come in here, and it's going to become our magic slider card. So I'm going to put a little notch in here. Let's get a little circle punch. Oh, that one's way too big. I think we're almost there. So this is going to go like this, and we'll just kind of, I should probably kind of measure, huh? Get my pencil again. So if I've got 5.5, I need 1, 2, 1, 2, 3/4. You have the die set to make that fold? I didn't know there was a die set to make that fold. There we go. All right, so this is going to go here. We're going to attach this to the back of there, but I need to put a tab on this part so I can put a ribbon in there. The die set is from Lawn Fawn. Oh, okay, that's why I don't know about it. It's not a Stampin' Up! One, so I had no idea. So is it to make like the pocket thing to do all this? So let's see, I missed some of these. The bugs are really cute, aren't they? What were you getting points for, Juju? All right, so this is going to go here. Let's find a little tab. We're going to put, I think we're going to make our tab. Let's see what kind of ribbons I have here. Well, maybe I should do our ribbon out of this irregular weave. I don't even know if that's available anymore. I think, is that sold out? Because I know it was on the last chance list, 165,903. Okay, this is on the last chance list. So let's make a little, let's do another cut. I'm gonna do, should I do Cajun Craze or Mossy Meadow? I'm gonna put a little half circle on this. A little half circle on there so we can put a punch in it. Calvin Ball with Scrappy Happy. Cajun Craze. See, I knew it. I mentioned that earlier on, Juju. You weren't here yet. I said, Juju's going to be so excited I'm using Cajun Craze. All right, so let's do, let me find a circle that's a little bit bigger than 3/4 of an inch. Do I have... see if this one works. I think that'll work. I have to score this in half. I think that's kind of in half, right? Yeah. All right. Yes, I did really say, I did mention Juju. All right, let's put some seal on here. And let me, I should get a silicone mat, but they're all full of gunk. Whoops, that didn't work. I rubbed it too hard. And I separated some of the cardstock. Sometimes you have to be careful. This stuff is super strong. There we go. All right, and the stuff that's over the edges, I'm just going to fold in on itself. So let's put this on top of here. And that'll hold our little pieces together. I think they're not quite centered there. All right. You were talking about the Seal Plus, and somebody else was working with the Sweet as a Bug set this weekend, or this weekend. I don't know if Allie was playing with it. What did I do here? All right. So I think we're good. So that's going to go in here. If I put that down at the bottom of the base, this will slide up. We're going to put a little ribbon on there. All right, so let's go ahead and put some adhesive on this. I think I want to use the glue. Yeah, a lot of the adhesives were sold out, I think, from that no shipping sale. When we had free shipping. So for you that came in a little late, you can go back and watch the replay. This is really kind of a fun card. And I probably made it look more difficult than it is, because it's really, when you think about it, it's not that hard. It's just, I didn't have a tutorial. So we've got an 8x4 piece here that I folded in half. I put a little slit in it so that our little mechanism would go in here. And I'm going to go ahead and lay this here, kind of on the front. So the glue, it's going to get glued, that folded piece is going to get glued to the back. Do you see what I'm doing here? Hopefully that makes sense. You think these tabs are going to be too wide? Oh, they will because of the adhesive. Yeah, good point. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They just need to be wide enough. Good catch. I'm glad I was watching the notes a little bit. Yes, that's important. You don't want it to go past where your adhesive is going to be. That would be a bad thing. So now I can just fold this up and stick that slider piece, the slider base here. And now this, I want to punch a hole in so I can put our ribbon in here. So I wonder if, I don't know if this is going to work. This might be too thick. We'll see. Yeah, that's pretty thick. All right, I'm going to use a regular hole punch. Yeah, it can go in a journal. That would be a fun idea. So let's get, I guess we'll just do a regular hole punch. Kind of put that hopefully in the middle-ish. Hopefully I'm strong enough. Maybe not. I'm not strong enough. I probably should have done that before I put it in here, huh? Let's take this and put it under there. Oh, it's kind of coming. It's getting there. Oh, it's getting there. There, we got it. I just have to be careful taking it off. Let go. There we go. Whew! That was a struggle. All right, let's see how much of this we need. All right, this is on the last chance list. Whoops. This ribbon. I have mostly a whole bolt. Does anybody want my leftover? Well, the list is here somewhere. But yes, email me if you want the lasagna soup recipe. So to do a lark head, you want to take the fold of your ribbon and put it in from the front of your item. And then bring your tails through. And then bring the nice rounded edge through here. And because this is uneven, I'm just going to pull one end at a time to tighten that up. Cajun craze and irregular weave. This is really fun stuff. Do you still have any of this left, Juju? Let's get that back over there. You got 3 rolls. I knew you had gotten 2 of them. So the only thing with this is, with the ribbon being on the top of here, and my little caterpillar not being probably as deep into here as it should be, I might have to use a different envelope. Because, well, no, that would probably work if I just tuck it behind. So let's do a little trim here. And a little trim here. And let's go ahead and seal this little baby up. And then, hopefully it'll still work. Thank you, Juju, for telling me, making me aware of my little tabs there. That could have been catastrophic. And I've got some adhesive on here. Now, I want to be real careful with my little alcohol wipe here because I do not want to mess up that ink. All right, first dibs. Do you want this one too? If you need more, here's your chance, because once it's gone, it's gone. So oh, it was Juju that said my tabs were too big? No, Yuda. Okay, did I say Juju? I thought it was Yuda. All right. All right, so let's close this little girl up. Oh, there's still a little adhesive on there. We can fix that later if I need to. This is going to go here. I could have probably put a little adhesive on these edges, but then it might just get too tight for this to go in and out. So look at this. What? Now the only other thing is that this is just plain. I could have probably put, oh, I was going to do some ink blending around that, wasn't I? Let's see. Let's see if I can still do that. If I lift this up, I was going to do some ink blending on here. Let's do I have my, let's do Old Olive. Or should I do blue? Old Olive or blue on here? What do we think? I'm thinking with the front, the blue might look funny. I might need to do the old olive. Just light. So that's really super, super bright white there. Although I do have a couple of my little critters here that we could kind of stage. I've got lemon lime twist in my coloring here. See, lemon lime twist. I'm on it. All right, so here's the other thing. With these acetate sheets, I am not worried about having messed them up because, let me show you what should work. Maybe if I can find my alcohol wipe again. If you work at these, you can get them cleaned off again, and I'll be able to use them for something else. So that's why I wasn't stressing about wasting my window sheets. So even though I had to try it a few times, it was not catastrophic to me. All right, so I'll be able to use these again. All right, so you think lemon lime twist. Let me go get some lemon lime twist. All right, let's bring this back over here. And here's one little flower, two little flowers. I know I had three. I just don't know what happened to it. I don't know what happened to that third flower. All right, let's get some of this stuff out of the way. It's just too crazy here. And I've got that too. Clean up this mess a little bit. Just move it from one place to another. All right, so lemon lime twist. And I'm starting with the lighter color first. All right, that's showing up pretty good. And then let's do a little old olive here. Now, let's put this here because I don't want to get color on that backing piece. I think I'm going to have to come in with a little bit more lemon lime twist. It got a little smudgy right here. We'll make it brighter in the middle. And if it looks ugly, I can always put another piece of white on top of that, right? It's always fixable. I don't know, you think that's too dark? Maybe I should put a little greener on there too, huh? Some tough decisions here. And maybe I should add these little critters in here so that when they come out of the pocket, I wonder if they would stick enough. Anybody? Thoughts? If I glue them down really good, do you think they would go in there, or do you think they'd hang up? They might hang up. I better not do that. All right. But I could put some here. Do you think that's too green now? Because we're going to put the sentiment wherever I lost that. We're going to put Hello Friend on here. And I think I'm going to back that in Cajun Craze. Yeah, it'll hang up. I think you're right. I do believe you are correct. Before I stick that down, let's go ahead and trim this. Well, this is the first time I've ever done this card, so I apologize if I seem a little scattered. I do not have a tutorial, so I'm just kind of winging it from what I've seen. I think it turned out okay. But now next time, this will be kind of like my prototype. I think I'll have a better idea of what I want to do next time. Because I'll do it again. It was fun. All right, and then let's go ahead and trim this. Let's glue these together. All right, thank you, Yuda. I'm glad it's not too green. From here it looks pretty green, but that's all right. That's all right. All right, now when we put the sentiment on, make sure that you don't put any adhesive where your circle is, because that would be a poor design idea, because you don't want it to stick to your acetate sheet, right? So we're just going to put a couple of dimensionals here, I think. A couple of little ones around the edge. Nope, not over the edge though. Good night, Rosa. Thanks for hanging out with us. And I can put one more over here. Have a good week. Hopefully you'll be back during the week. Is Roz still with us, or did Roz bow out? Because I don't think I mentioned. I tried to come on. Roz jumped on. She thought it was a replay. And I think she was only up because her dog had to go out and go pee. So she found me quite by accident. All right, so that's going to go there. And I think that's doing pretty good there. Maybe we'll just put these on the outside here. So let's go ahead and close this little girl up. Yeah, we'll just lay it down this way. That'll be fine. And now this time I'll push it. Push it hard enough to make it stay. So again, I can't really put any more adhesive around here because I don't want the panel to get stuck. And I could have actually trimmed that a little bit. Do I dare take this apart one more time? Because this is a little wide. I can just trim it down as far as it goes. I should have noticed that before, that it was just a little off. All right, come on. I wonder if my steps could still have been just a little shorter, because it might be hanging up in that, the adhesive on the sides. All right, so let's put our couple little critters. I think I lost, no, he was, did I lose one? I think we'll put this over here. Maybe there with a little bugaboo under the lily of the valley. Okay. There's the bee, and then here's my little bugaboo with the book. I think we'll just put him over here on a dimensional. And maybe our little ant will go right down here. And I think I need just a little bit of glue on the hand. The bee can be up on dimensionals too. Oh, and I have these couple of flowers too. I had 3 of them, but I don't know what happened to the third one. It'll turn up. Maybe I should just put those on the back, because I'm going to have to put a panel on here to write on. I kind of got misaligned here. There we go. Magic slider card. So I think next time I'll try to make this a little narrower if I can, but my circle was so big that I had to have it, I couldn't make this one any narrower. but you stamp exactly the same image on your window sheet as you do on your bottom part of your tag so that they align. You color the bottom image, and then you make a slider mechanism, a holder basically, inside. Cute. All right, first time not too bad. I'll try to make another one that's even smoother. Maybe it's kind of hanging up on some of this stuff. Just a little piece hanging off there. It probably doesn't matter. But there we go. Kind of cute. All right. I have to go have a snack before I go to bed because my stomach is growling. All right, I'll try to make another one. And I'll try to have more of my stuff ready. I had some of it ready before I started. But I'll try to learn from this one and make them better. And we'll do, I could probably do this on the back with a little white layer in there for writing it on the back. So let's just put this on here right now so I don't lose it, because that would be just my luck, right? I'll be looking all over and find it in some pack of paper or something. And then I'll just put a nice little white layer in there. And we're going to call it a night. Phew, I think that's straight enough. It looks straight down here, but I don't know if it's straight there. Close enough. All right. Good night, ladies. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll maybe make another version later when I come back on around midnight. We'll see what other creativity I can come up with. So enjoy the rest of your day, night, whatever. And until next time, happy crafting.